Hello lovelies, welcome to NARC Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode is a little bit different from my usual content. So what it's about is the 6 top reasons why it's so hard to tell if a narcissist is actually cheating on you. Now, before I start, as always, can I remind you, if you like the video, to give it the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. YouTube's changed the algorithm, so you've got to hit that bell. And what else? If you have anything to say, leave it in the comments. All right, lovelies. So I am creating a short program for people who suspect that their partners may be cheating on them. However, what I have realized is so much of the advice that we would give to people in normal relationships and situations is just not valid when it comes to the narcissist. Not at all. And this is the kind of things that I'm talking about. So I've got some notes down here. So number one, so the first thing that you would look for, I suppose, in a normal situation is whether or not your partner is is lying about things, about where they are, what they've been doing, whatever. But with a narcissist, you can't rely on that because they lie about everything all the time for no reason at all. There is no rhyme or reason to their lying. They like to lie just because they like to keep everyone in the dark. They don't like people knowing about them, what they're doing. They like to keep you confused and unsure about what's going on. They just like to lie. It's fun for them to lie. And it gives them fuel, this uncertainty, people being nervous around them, that kind of thing. So, can't trust that. So number two, narcissists always play games. So they're always gaslighting and confusing you, no matter what. Because in a normal relationship, you could ask that, is the person deliberately trying to confuse you and gaslight you? Couldn't tell that with a narcissist, couldn't tell it being any different from the everyday normality with them, because they gaslight, they confuse, and they play games, and they do it daily. So number three, their phones are often off or on airplane mode. Now that would be a sign of cheating in a normal relationship. But with a narcissist, because they do that kind of stuff all the time anyhow, they play their little phone games, and they have second phones, and they have second SIM cards. You can't even rely on that as a sign. Number four, they always act suspicious about your phone. About their phone. So, for example, if you, in a normal situation, if you wanted to test someone's reaction to their phone, you could say, "Oh, can I borrow your phone? I need to use the internet. My data's run out. I'm not getting signal," whatever. A normal person who's cheating would potentially be nervous about handing over the phone, because God knows what's on that phone, right? But with the narcissist, we already know they hide so much on their phone. We already know that they are obsessively controlling about the phone. Or, once again, we already know that they are one step ahead. And if they hand over that phone, it's because they've got a second phone that you have no idea about. Or things are so well hidden on the phone, i.e. there's hidden apps that you couldn't access even if you tried. And that would be the only reason why narcissists would hand over the phone. But as a general rule, we know that narcissists are highly suspicious of their phones. So we can't even use that to gauge whether or not they're cheating. Number five, we don't have our friends and family around us anymore, thanks to the narcissist and the situation. So whether or not they've scared your family off, whether or not they've created some scenario where it's like you and me against the world. They don't understand us, you know. We don't need them. They don't understand us. Whatever, you know, they create something so you don't have your friends and you don't have your family around you. Because if you did have friends and family around you, they would be also being able to gauge what is going on. They would also give you feedback. They would also be extra sets of eyes on the situation, which is one of the reasons that narcissists get rid of family and friends on our side, so that we are isolated, so they can do what they want, when they want, how they want, and there'll never be anyone watching your back. There'll never be anyone on your side. There'll never be anyone watching them and keeping an eye on them, which is what they need, really. But that's the problem, you know. Whereas if you had friends and family, you would have that backup and that extra support. You know, and someone to say to you, well, that's not right, or, you know, their behavior or whatever it is, you know. So the sixth reason why it's so hard to tell if the narcissist is cheating on you is because you can't just ask them normal questions about where they are, what they've been doing. That you can't come out and ask them outright, because not only will they lie, and we know that they lie, but there's a risk to your own safety. You can't even just come out outright and say, you know, I think that you're cheating on me, because quite literally that could be dangerous. So when you don't have any kind of skills or tools or ways of determining if they're cheating or not, then how do we determine if they are cheating? And do you know what I think the answer to that one is? And this is going to be a little bit kooky for some of you, but this is what I believe. I believe that we already have access to all the information we ever need. We have a higher self, right? So if you think of, like, I don't know, your higher self as being a part of your astral body, you know, kind of connected to you through the Bluetooth, like Wi-Fi or something like that, you know. It's connected. It sees everything. It knows everything. So your higher self communicates with their higher self. So it's like, all right, I'll give you an example of this. So think about when you had, I don't know, some conversation sometime with someone, and you're both saying blah, 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 backwards and forwards, but there's this unspoken feeling. You can sense something's really going on underneath. You can sense either the truth of the situation, or there's an awkwardness or an uncomfortableness, and you know that, you know, this so much is not being said, but it is on the higher realm. That is where it is actually being accessed. So your higher self is talking to their higher self, then your higher self filters down the information into your physical self. So that higher self has access to all the information you are ever going to need in life. So ask your higher self. And the thing is, you will get an answer. You'll get a very clear answer. Just ask it. Say, is he, whatever his name is he cheating on me? And you'll get a yes or a no straight away in your head. The thing is, a lot of us will keep asking because we're not getting the answer that we want. It's hard to accept that someone's cheating. It's so much easier to keep looking for evidence, needing more evidence, needing this, that, whatever, and never ever finding it. And this is what I'm trying to say to you, is that if you're finding yourself playing the detective, if you're finding yourself, you know, online checking, you know, ways to find out if your partner's cheating, realize that none of those things were written with a narcissistic partner in mind. They were written about normal relationships with normal people. What you're dealing with here is not normal. And quite literally, if you are waiting for evidence, you have to remember that even if you were to catch your partner out red-handed, you could literally walk in to find him on top of another woman. I can guarantee you that he would say that he would say. It was an accident. He was drunk. She was doing yoga naked, and that he stumbled out of the bedroom looking for the bathroom and tripped and fell on top of her. And it's all your fault because you weren't here. You weren't here to help him find the bathroom, right? Or some ridiculous version of the truth that makes him the good guy, you the bad guy, and there is no accountability whatsoever, i.e. you are to blame for whatever ridiculous bullshit you've caught him out doing. So this is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really matter with the narcissist how much evidence you find, because they will gaslight you. So if you suspect that he's cheating, he probably is. I mean, most of them do. In fact, I'd go out on a limb and say 99.9% of them actually do cheat. I believe that mine would never cheat. I was so wrong. And the only way that I found out that I was so wrong was finding a SIM card with one contact that turned out to be 200 contacts, hidden names, numbers, little kind of signs and codes. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that these people are capable of. So if you're driving yourself crazy, trying to figure out, is he cheating? Maybe ask yourself this. Maybe ask yourself, what do I need to know? Like, what do you actually need for you to decide it's time to leave? If you're okay with cheating, then you have to accept that you're okay with it. But if you know that he's cheating and you suspect it, but really you know it, I mean, how long do you want to stay in that situation for? Denying yourself the right to a happy life. Living with lies, living with confusion and doubt and loneliness and uncertainty. I mean, it's just no way for anyone to live, really. And the thing is that narcissists will never release you. They're never going to just go, you know what, they're never going to say, you deserve better. So I'll go now. You go be happy with someone else. They're never going to let you go. It's going to be a decision that you have to make. And if you think he's cheating, and cheating is one of your, absolute, no can do. Oh, what is the word I'm looking for there? You know what I mean. We all have things that, things that we can put up with, and things that are absolutely deal breakers. That was the word I was looking for. So if cheating is a deal breaker, then, ask yourself the question. Ask your higher self. You'll hear an answer straight away. You don't need heaps of evidence. You don't need to pay a private eye. You don't need to run around being a detective, driving yourself crazy. You already know the answer. Because believe me, when you're in a healthy, normal relationship, you do not go around thinking and wondering and obsessing if your partner is cheating. Okay, that's the kind of behavior that you will find when someone is being cheated on, when someone is being disrespected, and when someone is not being treated and valued well in the relationship. So, as I said, you won't get the validation and respect from a narcissist. You just won't. They're never, ever going to play fair, play by the rules, do the right thing. They're always just going to look after number one. They're always going to justify their bad behavior. It's always going to be your fault. And that's just the way it is with them. Once you get that through your head, once you realize that there's no future there, it'll make breaking away and walking away a whole lot easier. All right, darlings, listen, thank you for watching today. And as I've said before, for those of you who don't know, I do offer one-on-one consultations. The link will be in the description box. I do have a course coming out. I thought it was going to be the end of last week, but I had some technical difficulties. So I probably don't want to keep saying a date just in case I don't get this stuff resolved, because unfortunately I am having to do it myself, and I'm not necessarily the most technically minded person, but I'm getting there. For those of you who actually are waiting, I am getting there. The course will be available very soon. We'll just put it that way. We'll just say very soon. And it's a challenge. So it's a 5-day immersion for those of you who want to be narc free for good without having to commit murder. All right, lovelies. Thank you for watching, and I will see you not tomorrow but the day after.